Most guys train their biceps to get bigger, but they accidentally train them to look narrow. And if your arms look decent from the side but disappear from the front, there's a reason. It might not be your genetics. It might be how you're curling. Because your biceps aren't just one uniform muscle. They have two main heads, and the way you position your arm can change which one gets more emphasis. That means you can stop blindly adding more curls and start training for the exact look your arms are missing. But there's a catch. The exercise that makes your biceps burn the most isn't automatically the exercise that gives you the widest arms. So first, you need to understand what actually creates that width. The long head sits more toward the outside of your upper arm. The short head sits more toward the inside. Both work during almost every normal curl, but certain positions can shift emphasis toward one head. And this is where most lifters completely miss the point. They change exercises constantly, but never change the position of their upper arm. They do barbell curls, then dumbbell curls, then hammer curls, but their arms still look exactly the same. If that sounds familiar, you don't necessarily need more exercises. You may need better positioning. Think about it this way. Your biceps respond to resistance, but the position of your shoulder and elbow determines how that resistance challenges different parts of the muscle. And one of the most interesting positions for emphasizing the long head is the scapular plane. It sounds complicated. It isn't. Stand tall. Bend your elbow to roughly 90 degrees. Keep your elbow close to your side. Now rotate your hand outward slightly while keeping your upper arm in that position. That small adjustment changes the line of resistance, and when you curl from there, you can place more emphasis on the outer portion of your biceps. One of my favorite ways to apply this is a cable curl with the arm slightly out from your torso. Step a little away from the machine. Let the cable pull your arm into position. Keep your elbow controlled. Then curl without letting your shoulder take over. And here's the part most people overlook. Don't rush the bottom. When your arm is more extended, your biceps are placed under a greater stretch. Controlling that stretched position can make the exercise dramatically harder without adding another 20 pounds to the stack. That means better tension without turning the movement into an ego lift. And if you don't have cables, dumbbells can work too. The principle matters more than the machine. But what if your outer biceps are already developed? What if the inside of your arm is what's making your biceps look narrow? That's where the short head becomes interesting. To shift emphasis toward the short head, you can use a more internally rotated position. One simple option is the concentration curl. But don't just sit there and throw the dumbbell upward. Bring your arm slightly across your body as you curl. Imagine you're trying to bring your hand toward the opposite side of your chest. Now the movement becomes much more deliberate. And you'll probably notice something immediately. The resistance feels completely different. That's exactly what we want. Because if one part of your biceps is lagging, you don't need to destroy your entire arm. You need to give the weak area a reason to catch up. There's another variation that's especially useful here. Take an incline or preacher-style setup and position yourself slightly sideways. Then curl across your body toward your opposite shoulder. Now you've created a movement that challenges the biceps from a different angle instead of simply repeating another standard curl. But there's a warning. Don't force extreme wrist or elbow positions just because someone online claims a certain grip is the secret to bigger arms. Your joints don't care how viral the exercise is. If a variation causes sharp pain or feels unnatural, change it. Muscle growth should be difficult. Joint pain shouldn't be the goal. And this brings us to the question that actually matters. Which biceps head should you train more? Don't guess. Look. Flex your arm in the mirror. Turn slightly. Compare both sides. Which part looks less developed? If your inner biceps are lacking, give the short head more attention. If the outer portion is behind, prioritize the long head. And you don't need to completely rebuild your program. If you're doing 3 biceps exercises per week, you could simply make 2 variations favor your weaker area and keep 1 for the other head. That's it. No 6-day biceps split. No endless curls. No complicated routine that takes longer than your actual workout. Just smarter exercise selection. And remember, if you're still a beginner, don't obsess over isolating every tiny difference. Build your foundation first. Get stronger. Use controlled reps. Train through a useful range of motion. Then, once your arms have enough development to identify what's actually lagging, specialization becomes much more valuable. Because here's the mistake that keeps people stuck for years. They think bigger means better. But proportions change how big your arms actually look. A wider shoulder, a thicker triceps, a fuller biceps. Those details can completely change your silhouette. So stop asking, how do I get bigger arms? Start asking what's missing from my arms, because when you find the weak link, you finally have something specific to attack. And that changes everything. Train with intention. Control every rep. Give the weaker head more attention. Then give your body enough time to respond. You don't need another 100 exercises. You need better execution of the right ones. The goal isn't simply bigger biceps. It's arms that look powerful from every angle. And that starts with understanding what you're actually training. Don't just curl harder. Curl smarter. Then build the physique your old training could never create.